Okay, what the heck is Malaki Branham going on about? I mean, really, what the heck is he going on about? He has nothing to fear whatsoever. There's one player in particular on this Spurs roster that I do think should be a little scared, but is definitely not Malaki.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
I'm so uncomfortable right now because I'm just praying that my cat does not jump up here, and she looks like she really wants to. She is ready to pounce, guys. But before we get into this topic, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a patron at YouTube member, only $2 a month. As you can see, I corrected the price here because I literally had 4,000. I had, yeah, the hoodie ranges from 40 to 4,000. I have no idea how I messed that up. But anyways, if you guys want to support, link in the description for that. And hey, you might buy my cat some more cat food. She's running out. I'm just kidding. She got plenty. But if you guys want to support, it's there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Malaki Branham trying to avoid being lost in the mix. I feel like I've read this a while ago, maybe a few weeks ago, but I don't know. It's resurfacing, so just let's talk about it. I didn't discuss it with you guys, so I think this is a good time, opportune time to do this. So what is he talking about? Well, what he's talking about is the fact that the San Antonio Spurs got a lot of new pieces, a lot of new moves are being made, and he does not want to be lost in the mix of what the Spurs are doing for the future. So it says here, who fits in the best with the incoming phenom? Who might be potential trade bait? Who has a chance to show something new? Who is going to fall out of favor because they don't fit in with Wemby? And it goes on to say Malaki Branham definitely feels the pressure. So he goes down here. Let's just go straight to the actual quote. It's definitely part of my motivation to keep up with the rise. I don't want to be lost in the mix. Basically just talking about where he's going to fit with the Spurs. All right, first and foremost, before I talk about who I actually want to talk about, Malaki Branham has nothing to worry about whatsoever. I have no idea why he would be worried about this at all. But hey, if he want to use that as motivation, so be it. Because Malaki, as it stands and what I've seen from him, he fits with Wemby perfectly. I mean, he's really great on the pick and roll. At this point, it's really just a matter of how the Spurs are going to use Malaki and not necessarily if they're going to use Malaki. You know what I mean? Like, you can use him as a sixth man. You can use him as a shooting guard. You can maybe, well, you got Devin Vassell, so you won't do this. But if you wanted to go small ball, maybe you could start Malaki as shooting guard. One thing that people don't talk about enough of is maybe you could start Malaki Branham at point guard at some point because he is good with handles and finding the right read and everything like that. Now, he's more so good in the pick and roll rather than just full on facilitating for his teammates, but he is really good at that. And I think that he'll fit with Wemby really well. Two players in particular that I think is going to benefit the most from Wemby's presence is one, Keldon Johnson, because of his play style, and it's Malaki Branham because of how he can use him. He's such a smart player. So I'm not worried with Malaki at all. I think he's going to be really great. We already know he was supposed to be a lottery pick. Him landing to us was asinine. It should have never happened. But hey, we landed with him. But the one player in particular that I do think needs to fear a little bit is Blake Wesley. And I want to just bring up his summer league because I know summer league is very short-sighted. It's like, oh yeah, just a few games. Who cares? It's preseason. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't. But I'm a little worried about him because the first year that I saw him, he had some promise, okay? A lot of Spurs fans automatically said, oh, he is the point guard of the future when they saw that speed, when they saw that first step, when they saw his nastiness. And I wasn't 100% bought on it because he made so many silly mistakes. And going into the Summer League, I'll be honest in saying the first couple games, he looked really good. He was making the right reads. He seemed more patient. I think that's his main thing, is that he's just not patient enough at times. But as things went on and as games progressed, he started to revert back to some of those things that were an issue prior. Now, do not get me wrong. He's stupid young. He got plenty of time. I know the Spurs also saw him as a project player. I'm just trying to see with what he does well, how does he necessarily fit with the Spurs? He's shown sparks of having really good facilitation skills and high IQ, but in other times it just goes out the window and he just has his go-to, hey, I'm running to the rim and I'm going to get blocked. It's like every single time, or often, if that. But just looking at his stats here, he averaged 12.8 points per game, and that's not, you know, it's a point guard, whatever. But one thing that worries me was his field goal percentage of 31% and his 3-point percentage of 21%. And I'm just wondering where are you going to fit? Also, with his free throw percentage was pretty low, it's 63%. And on top of it, everything else is just things that I don't necessarily get super excited about for my point guard, like 6 rebounds per game. Yes, I expect that from somebody as athletic as Blake Wesley, but it's just not that great, that impressive. I mean, yes, he can push the pace or push the pace and everything like that, but I'm just not that sold on it. And his assists, 3 assists per game, but I did see how the Spurs kind of used him as a point guard, and they moved him to shooting guard and allowed Malaki Branham to take the reign. So I don't know. He's just one that makes me a little wary because he's such a project player. And he's just, I don't know. It seems like everybody, I'll say it like this. Everybody on the team right now, I feel like you can kind of define them already, right? Like Malaki Branham, there's a couple different situations I could put him in if I'm the San Antonio Spurs, but for the most part, he is a shooter, right? He's going to go out there, light you up at any given moment, and you can use him. You know what role he can play in this whole Wemby fiasco. Don Barlow might be one that we're still kind of waiting and seeing, but as it stands right now, he was really good in the summer league. As we can see, 17 points per game. 62 field goal percentage. Yeah, I mean, he did his thing. He did exactly what he was supposed to do and more as far as his shot creation. That was very, very impressive. But yeah, everyone else on the team, I kind of know what you are. Even the really young guys, right? Like Jeremy Sohan, we know that he's more of a glue guy. Devin Vassell, he's more of a shot creator. He creates for his teammates as well, but he is a shot creator. That's what he's going to do. Keldon Johnson, he's more of a catch and shoot and brute type of guy. That's going to bring you that nasty. So everyone has their role. Blake Wesley's just the one that just has me very worried. But one thing that is his saving grace is his defense. And we saw a little bit of that during the summer league where he could just turn it up a notch. His heart, his tenacity, that's what's going to keep him in there. But man, oh man, I just don't know if he's going to be a long-term project or not, but we'll wait and see. I do like Blake Wesley, so I don't get that twisted. I truly do like him. I'm just worried about him. That's all. But Malaki has nothing to worry about. I mean, he is going to fit right in. Nor do I think the Spurs would even look to trade him. It would have to be a crazy good deal for the Spurs to even consider that. After losing Primo, who should have been like a 3-level scorer, and having Malaki Branham, who's going to be a really good scorer. I don't know if they're going to be just open to just get rid of him like that. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, you know how. ClanTheMerchFan.com, all that good stuff. Till next time, bye.